to a live Shaw Sports presentation.
Welcome, sports fans, to Alberni District Secondary School for another tradition. The tradition continues. It's the 37th annual Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament here on Shaw TV. My name is Charles Mealy. With me right now, one-time provincial champion, three-time national champion, Nolan Batte. Nolan, what are we going to see today out of the 78 schools, 330 athletes here this weekend?
Well, Charles, it's shaping up to be a very exciting weekend here. This is the final weekend where these athletes get a chance to showcase and kind of hone their skills before they move into the island and the regional championships around the province. So this is kind of their last chance to move, to build some momentum before entering the postseason.
And there it is. We've got islands coming up, or the regionals. 2 weeks from now, we're going to have the provincials as well. So this is the last big chance for all these athletes to show their skills. So up next, ladies and gentlemen, it's the 37th annual Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament here on Shaw TV. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're underway here at the 37th annual Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament. Charles Mealy here and the three-time national champ Nolan Batte on the microphones. This is the 84-kilo cadet boy weight class. In the red from Comox Valley, it's Emmett Allan, and in the blue from Port Coquitlam Terry Fox High School, it's Ashkan Rebiei. And here we go, 84-kilo weight class.
It's interesting here, Charles. We can see a contrast of body styles, which can often lead to a contrast in wrestling style. The longer, lankier competitor from Comox Valley is facing off against the stockier opponent from Terry Fox. And right there we can see the Emmett takes Ashkan from feet to back, which is 4 points. And once more, he repeats the same type of maneuver, which is another 4 points, quickly garnering a 8-0 lead. In wrestling, there is a type of mercy rule called a technical superiority, and if any wrestler gains a 10-point lead over his opponent, the match is ended, which is similar to a mercy rule in softball. Here we see Emmett scoring another probably 4 points and earning the fall, which should lock up the win there for Emmett Allan from Comox Valley.
And nice and easy for Emmett Allan out of Comox Valley in the red, easily winning the gold medal here in the 84-kilo cadet boy weight class with 2:17 left in the first round. Congratulations on your gold medal here at the Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament.
And your champion on mat 2 from Courtney, Emmett Allan is your champion. Congratulations, Emmett. And presenting the medals on mat 1 is School District 70 Board Chair and Craig, and longtime supporter of our program.
That was going to be a tough one for the blue competitor.
Yeah, you see that oftentimes in the cadet division. A lot of the time you see physical, like just maturity differences.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back underway here. The next matchup, 47-kilo cadet girl weight class. In the red from Burnaby North, it's Gina Bolognese. And in the blue from Windsor and North Van, it's Jocelyn Howell.
You can see Jocelyn taking the early aggressive stance there, taking the 2-on-1, forcing her opponent into what we refer to as the zone in wrestling speak. The zone is, as you can see, there's a thick white perimeter to the circle. Strategically, you always want to have your back towards the center. That way your opponent can't threaten you with a push-out point. So it is an advantageous position to have your back to the center. And we can see here that Jocelyn is being very aggressive and pushing her opponent into the zone.
2:20 left here in the first half, and maybe just quickly discuss the timing and the score, or we have 2 halves of 3 minutes, correct, in this weight class?
Yeah. So wrestling is 2 3-minute rounds with a 30-second break in between. That only actually happens though if someone does not earn a 10-point lead and win by technical superiority at an earlier point in the match, or if a pin does not happen. A pin is when both shoulder blades of the wrestler touch the mat, and it's similar to a knockout in boxing.
Ooh,
where
looking
it
for a
ends
gut
the match.
wrench.
And speaking of pins, looks like Jocelyn has her opponent here on her back. She's looking to get that right shoulder blade of Gina to touch the mat and earn her the pin, which would be an instantaneous win to the match. She's very close here. It's a tough position to fight off your back.
And it was just very short. It only takes a second, and that's exactly what it is. Just like you said, champ. Gina Bolognese from Burnaby North was able to get the advantage and pin her opponent for a quick second, and she is the gold medal winner in the 47-kilo cadet girl weight class.
Presenting medals on mat 1 will be school board chair Pam Craig.
That was tough. That was again, that was like I saw earlier on, gut wrench. I was like, nope, hold on, flip over, and you're in trouble now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up, it is the 60-kilo cadet girl weight class. In the red, it's Kaia Haintz from Maple Ridge Secondary, and it's Anna Gick from Kitsilano in the blue, and away we go.
An aggressive start here from Kaia, pushing forward, trying to pull on her opponent's head. This is kind of a two-pronged attack in that you can pull your opponent to the mat just like that and look to re-attack, just as Kaia did here. But it also is extremely tiring on your opponent if you're constantly pulling on their head. So it's a double-edged sword. And driving forward here, Kaia is looking to pull her opponent's legs in so that she can drive her over top of her legs and score the 2-point takedown. Whereas Anna is looking to extend her opponent, make her reach, get down and lie flat on her belly. And then once she has her opponent on her belly, she can circle around for a takedown of her own.
And it looked like that time Anna Gick tried her best to use her right hand, push the head down of Kaia Haintz in the red, and try to gain that advantage, but not enough action. The referee will stand him up with 2:12 left. 0-0 still the score here in this matchup.
Yeah, I think that was a good call by our Alberni alumni ref, Jace Clayton, up there. It's really, really difficult to score from that position, so if the defensive wrestler doesn't get a takedown quickly, it's unlikely anything will happen. And just as I say that, Anna quickly scores in the same position defensively and now has her opponent on her back. That's scoring 2 points for the takedown, 2 points for the turn, and she's looking for the fall here. She's very close to it. Jace is looking for confirmation.
And that's it, and she doesn't believe it, I don't think. I don't think they either believe that was going to happen. The Maple Ridge wrestler tried her best to stay on her belly, but it was Anna Gick out of Kitsilano was able to turn her over and get the pin, even though she was only up 4-0, but this match is over. 1:42 left in the first round. It's Anna Gick from Kitsilano.
Sorry, I don't have the mods by last name. Right.
I literally don't think either of them believe that's how it ended. Because the red wrestler didn't think she was going to turn that way, and the blue wrestler's like, I think this is going to work, all right. Nicely done.
You know what I think happened there was because they had that first scramble, and it looked like it was very 50-50. And I think our the Maple Ridge girl got taken down and kind of went in her head like, damn it.
Yeah.
You know, like she thought, I was hoping to score the first one. And while she was thinking that, next thing you know,
yeah, arms over.
The other girl's just going.
Yeah, turning the body over.
Ready to go with our next set of matches.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up on the mat, it is Zoe Sawada from Westview, which is in Maple Ridge, and Mikaela Trolland from the Trolland family out of WJ Mouat in Abbotsford. This is the 64-kilo cadet girl weight class.
And we see this is an interesting position, potential for both wrestlers to score. But Zoe comes out on top, and she's looking for the fall here, looking for the fast pin. She's close. Ref here, Daniel Spencer, also a former Alberni alumni, adjusting here, looking to make sure he's got a good view to make the correct call. He's unsure, looking to the table.
So when he does that, and that's a pin, so just really quickly, when he does that, he's looking for confirmation from his help from the chair, correct?
Yeah, so in order for a pin to be called, the on-mat official has to have confirmation provided by either the mat chair, who's located at the table with the scoreboard, which was to whom Daniel was looking, or the touch judge, which is where Jace is sitting on the other side of the mat. But one must confirm the pin in order for it to be called.
And just like that, we were 30 seconds in, and it is Zoe Sawada in the red from Westview, Maple Ridge, the gold medal winner in the 64-kilo cadet girl weight class.
We got the touch pin, Matt.
Yeah, man.
I mean, they weren't touch pins, but they were fast.
She's upset. That's unfortunate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up on mat number 1, it is a 70-kilo cadet boys weight class. Out of Uclulet in the red, it's Evan Johansen. And in the blue, switching it up here, is Antonio Valazquez from Prince of Wales in Vancouver. And we're underway, 70-kilo cadet boys weight class.
Big throw attempt here by Antonio, easily countered by Evan to score a quick 2 points. However, there is a rule known as the miss throw rule, or slip throw, where it's if the defensive wrestler is determined to have not done anything to stop the attack of their opponent, instead of awarding the 2-point takedown, they'll just call it 0 points and they'll stand them back up. So that will be what the call was. That's why the score is 0-0. And Uclulet coach Mike Rhodes coming over to just make sure the ref is confident in that determination.
Respected coach Mike Rhodes out of Uclulet. Definitely always one of the many people that come back every year here to the Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament. So we're only 20 seconds in, 0-0, and the 70-kilo cadet boy weight class.
And showing no sign of slowing down. You can see Evan looking for a big throw, Antonio countering. Oh, we were seconds away from fireworks there, inches I should say, as we ran out of space, and a 1-point push out is awarded to Antonio from Prince of Wales.
So it is 1-0 right now for the blue wrestler from Prince of Wales in Vancouver, Antonio Valazquez. 2:22 left in round number 1.
You can see Evan being very aggressive here, trying to control the zone. Antonio looking to pull him in. I think Antonio is looking for more of a throw, which is traditionally an upper body move where you use your opponent's momentum against them, and you allow your opponent to move in and use their own energy to throw them to their back instead of trying to overpower them.
Oh, exposed the back a bit. Uclulet secondary. Johansen there trying to take advantage, can't do it.
This is an interesting tie-up here, potential for a body lock maybe. Antonio looks like he's going to hit a throw there. And Evan Johansen steps over, gets the 2 points, and has his opponent in a very precarious position here, looking for the fall. It is confirmed. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, just like that.
It is Uclulet Secondary School's Evan Johansen in the red, ladies and gentlemen. 70-kilo weight class. He is the gold medal winner here at the Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament.
Your silver medalist was Antonio Valazquez.
When they went down, I thought he hit his head, actually, the red wrestler there.
He was crafty. I think he actually used it
so
that
to push.
he could free up his hands to grab for a leg and a head as he jumped over his post off of.
That is crafty, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up, 90-kilo cadet boy weight class. In the red, it is Duncan Richardson from ADSS, and we have Pedro Cabanas from Notre Dame from Vancouver in the blue. And away we go, 3-minute rounds, 2 rounds, ladies and gentlemen, here to determine the gold medal winner in the Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament.
You see Pedro there trying to take a single leg, using his feet, which is a little bit unorthodox there, but oftentimes being unorthodox can be a successful strategy, and he scores the 2 points here to take a 2-0 lead in this match. He's looking for a gut wrench here. He wants to lock around Duncan's body and turn it so that Duncan's back is facing the mat. Duncan staying strong, using his shoulder strength to defend that hold, and
well
the ref's
done.
determined that there's no action there. He's going to stand them back up and give them a reset on the feet.
Great defense by Duncan Richardson in the red from ADSS. Was able to get out of that with minimal damage. 2-0 now for the blue wrestler here from Notre Dame, Pedro Cabanas.
See Duncan reaching for the leg there. He got one hand to the leg, but he needs to get 2 if he wants to score the points. And a big throw from Pedro here puts us in trouble. That's 4 points for blue, and he's looking very close to the fall. It is confirmed.
Tough.
Pedro Cabanas is your winner here. Tough one for Duncan Richardson from ADSS, but he captures the silver medal and builds himself with some momentum going into the Islands next weekend.
Absolutely great tournament here for Duncan Richardson, but he falls a little short here in the final, the 90-kilo cadet boy weight class. It is Pedro Cabanas from Notre Dame winning the gold medal.
A major sponsor of this tournament, but Scott is also a major sponsor of the Alberni wrestling team and all of the...
Now that was a prime example of the blue wrestler using the momentum of the red wrestler. Boom, over, on top, done.
Yeah,
I like the first one. He snapped him down, got on top, quickly turned him around. That was it.
At 200 pounds, at 15 years old, there's not a lot of guys who can just haul you up, so you kind of have to get him moving in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up on mat number 1, 60-kilo cadet boy weight class. In the red, it is Dylan Batte out of Covichan. Prabhjot Mander from Queen Elizabeth in Surrey in the blue.
Got two powerhouse programs here. Both wrestlers coming out extremely aggressive, battling on the wrists, looking for legs. And a quick redirect there. Should earn a push out there for Prabhjot Mander. It looks like Dylan Batte may have been poked in the eye there, so he'll have a couple of seconds to kind of recover, regroup, talk to his coach.
You never see a wrestler really run out, and wasn't a lot of momentum there, but it definitely did look like he maybe took a thumb or a finger to the eye. So he runs out, gives up the point, gets the stoppage, and now Coach Zubak here, another well-respected coach who comes here every year, is just taking a look at it, and you see some redness around the eye now, so let's hope that's not going to be a problem for Dylan Batte moving forward here in this gold medal match. 1-0 for the blue wrestler Prabhjot Mander out of Queen Elizabeth in Surrey.
Well, Dylan Batte appears unfazed as he attacked about 2 seconds after returning to the center of the mat, so I think it's safe to say he is not harmed seriously by his eye poke incident. Prabhjot back on the attack, looking to control the lower half of Dylan and drive up to score a takedown. He's driving in, driving across. Be interested to see if he can keep it in bounds.
He's trying his best. Great defense by Dylan Batte. Could have given up a lot more points there, but was able to fight out of a couple of great attempts. So 2 points there, and they're going to call it right at the edge. So 3-0 now, 2:03 left here in the first, and maybe we have a knee issue now for Prabhjot Mander. He's going to try to walk it off. These young men and women have been wrestling all weekend, and I think we were talking in between the matches, the cumulative effect of wrestling a whole bunch of matches. So referee's asking right now, are you okay? Can you go?
Definitely. Making it through the tournament is definitely a grind and has an additive effect on the wear and tear on your body. You can see that Prabhjot obviously in some discomfort there, but didn't want to go to his coach, didn't want to stop competing. Lots of wrestlers will try and push through nagging injuries in order to exert physical advantage in fitness and endurance over their opponent, because if you stop to have your injury addressed, that just also gives your opponent an opportunity to catch their wind. So many wrestlers will try and push through. Driving forward is Dylan back on the offense, and man, Prabhjot is just extremely crafty there on the edge of the mat. Spinning just in time to score the 1-point push out, but it looks like his knee is
having some issues here, unfortunately, is Prabhjot Mander from Queen Elizabeth. And again, craftiness, as he said, again, using the weight of your competitor, the momentum, turning it around, getting the extra point. So and I can understand why Prabhjot Mander doesn't want to give up. He's up 4-0 now with $1:36 left here in the first. He's scored all the points so far this match, so we're just hoping that he can continue. Again, it's another opportunity here to talk about the great people that we've had here at the wrestling tournament. We've had the officials, the coaches, all the volunteers, but here we have some great first aid, and Port Alberni Physiotherapy is here as well. So another big part of this, and here comes the first aid, unfortunately, for Prabhjot Mander. He's going to try to get up. We're going to talk about it. He wants to go, but first aid is now out here. He wants to go, and that's something you just can't take away from a competitor at any level, really. And so we're going to have to keep an eye out for this. And also, the red wrestler is now going to have to keep an eye on it as well. So it could be an advantage.
Yeah, you can see Prabhjot's been wrestling a lot. He's been always moving backwards and almost playing matador. You have to wonder how much of that is a stylistic decision and how much of that is because his knee is compromised. And just like that, 4 points, or looks like it was scored as a 2 actually, for Dylan Batte, narrowing the gap and looking to try and return Prabhjot to his back. Battling here. Prabhjot looking to score some points of his own, is very close to scoring a reversal. This is an interesting position. This is what we call a scramble in wrestling, where neither wrestler has the advantage, and it's back and forth to determine who's going to finally come out on top. Oftentimes, it's like a 200-meter sprint where it's a 30-second push to see who can go the fastest, the hardest, and score that takedown. And
again, looks like Prabhjot Mander from Queen Elizabeth is having some more difficulties. He doesn't want to give up. I mean, I know you've been there. You've wrestled these big matches. You've wrestled in bigger matches than that, and there just comes a point where you don't want to give up, but will the body allow you to finish?
Yeah, there's absolutely not a stigma, but just any competitor always wants to stay in there and battle through any match, regardless of the situation. But I feel like that pressure is especially strong here on such a large stage in the finals and battling for that gold medal. Especially, he's in an excellent position here with a 5-2 lead at the conclusion of the first period. If he's able to continue and able to finish the match, he's in a very good position to come away with that gold medal in that championship.
And it also shows, again, we talked about this in the intro, is we have, regionals are coming up next weekend for a lot of these athletes, and then the provincials. So this is really the last big tournament in the province, and a lot of these, we're talking about Queenie here, Queen Elizabeth. They come here every year. They know how big this tournament is. 37th annual Alberni Invitational. So it's a very prestigious tournament. So when you go back home to the Lower Mainland or wherever else you're from in the province and abroad in past tournaments, you want that gold medal. You want to go home and say, yeah, I got a gold medal at the Alberni Invitational. So,
well, even beyond that, to look at this from a competitive standpoint, if he does injury default out of this match, it will go down recorded as a loss, which could affect his rankings going into the provincials. On the flip side, if he were to win, he could end up with a very favorable seed in the provincial championships because of it. On top of that, you have to balance that with the potential damage he could be doing to his knee by continuing to wrestle. There's no sense in earning a higher seed at the provincial championships if you're unable to make it through the regional qualifiers next weekend.
So here we are. So it looks like Prabhjot Mander has switched the knee brace. I've done that a couple of times. Which knee? You only got one brace. Which knee's the worst? So he's going to try to continue to go. So 39 seconds left here. He's up 5-2. So it is Dylan Batte in the red who needs to do something. But again, Prabhjot Mander is fighting through that pain, and he's up 7-2 now with 30 seconds left.
And a quick reversal by Dylan Batte to hang in there, score the 2 points, and he's looking to put Prabhjot on his back and look for the pin for the come from behind win. There's short time here, though, only 16 seconds remaining in the round, and Prabhjot manages to recover and score a 1-point reversal, putting the score at 8-4. Now it looks like Dylan may be exhibiting some kind of injury here, perhaps a shot to the groin, and he'll have a few seconds to recover here. He also seems to elect to neglect the first aid and continue to battle on throughout this match.
We got a couple of warriors here in the 60-kilo cadet boy weight class. You just don't want to give up here again. They're going to be hobbled by the time this match is over, but it's 7-4 now, and we are in 11 seconds left. They had the injury time up there, but it's 11 seconds left, so this round's going to come to an end. Unless there's any more scoring, it's going to be 7-4 for the wrestler in the blue, Prabhjot Mander, and there's the time. So
something that's interesting that typically wouldn't come into play in a wrestling match but has potential to have some implications in this matchup is injury time. Each wrestler is only given 5 minutes of what we call injury time. So every time they have to stop because of an injury sustained, they start a timer. And should that timer reach 5 minutes, regardless of whether or not you want to continue, the match is over due to injury time. I'm not certain exactly how much time Prabhjot has used up, but I would be willing to wager that he has consumed a significant amount of his 5 minutes dealing with his knee injury in the first period.
When I did look at it last, it did say 1:41 on the clock, so that could be. But they did switch the injury time over when it was Batte. So Batte, now just for clarification, Batte has his own 5 minutes time. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, that is correct. Each athlete has their own individual injury time. So if you looked over, it was 1:41. That means that Prabhjot has burned 3 minutes and 19 seconds of his own.
So here we are. We're underway, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes left here in this great matchup. 60-kilo cadet boys weight class. 7-4 right now for Prabhjot Mander in the blue as he fights through injury, and so does Dylan Batte in the red from Covichan. Trying to gain an advantage.
Yeah, working. He's using. He's trying to use his opponent's momentum against him there, trying to throw him by. But Dylan Batte staying wise to that type of attack and refusing to barge in and throw caution to the wind.
Seems like Batte may be getting a little frustrated here. He seemed a little frustrated at the end of the first round. So it might be maybe a little in his head where he's got a competitor that's injured but is still winning, and he's not able to get points. So it's still 1 minute's already been burned in the second round, and here goes Prabhjot Mander in the blue.
Yeah, big throw by Prabhjot Mander, scores him another 2 points. He's up 9-4. It's been interesting to see. He's come out with a much more counter defensive style. in this second period, and it seems to be serving him well. He scores another 2 points with the ankle ace there. He's got an 11-4 lead.
Now, something that was told to us at the start of the tournament, Jim Mitchell was explaining it to the crowd and to the athletes. So with an ankle ace, cross ankle, they're only allowed to do it once, then they have to do another move, whereas in prior tournaments I've seen, you can just keep going and going and going until you get the point. So that is something now that was told to us at the start of the tournament.
Yeah, that has been adopted in the BC high school wrestling rules. However, at the nationals and at the international level, you're still allowed to do continuous ankle aces. It was adopted as a safety measure, as that move, when done repeatedly, can be extremely harmful to athletes' knees. But Prabhjot battling through the pain, getting it done. Two warriors out there today, both of them struggling to get back to their feet after that battle. But Prabhjot Mander scores the two twos and earns a 15-4 victory by technical superiority against Dylan Batte from Covichan.
A great matchup here in the 60-kilo weight class, cadet boys, battling through injury, just like you said. Nolan, 15-4 is the final score with 119 left in round number 2. Congratulations to Prabhjot Mander from Queen Elizabeth on the gold medal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up, it is the 90-kilo juvenile girls weight class. This is a non-true final. We'll get to that in a second, ladies and gentlemen. Grace Henneberry from St. Pat's in Vancouver against ADS's own Miranda Barker, and she's going to be in the blue. Sorry, I apologize. St. Pat's, obviously, with the green singlet, of course. How appropriate. But this is a not true final, ladies and gentlemen, meaning there was 3 ladies in this class, and it's still to be determined. It's, I think, advantage to Miranda Barker. There's many opportunities for her to lose this match and still be a gold medalist. Obviously, she wants the win because the win will guarantee her the gold medal.
Yeah, Miranda's one of our seniors here at ADSS, and she's had some success in years past, especially last year, but she's really come into her own this year. She had a win over a former national champion 2 weeks ago at the Campbell River Invitational, and she's built upon that and been wrestling very hard, and she's put herself in the finals with some great performances this weekend. She's looking to cap it off with a gold medal at home to send her into the Island Championships.
Well, that's impressive. She's able to do that a couple of weeks ago whenever you take on a national champion. So a way to go, Miranda Barker from ADSS. So far she's up 2-0. We have 1:53 left here in round number 1. Again, she's looking for that outright win.
Yeah, you can see this is kind of Miranda's signature. She's a counter wrestler on the feet and then a very aggressive offensive wrestler on the when she gets on top. And she used her signature half Nelson move, puts her opponent on her back, and earns the pin there to take the gold medal.
Well, there's no sense in doing all the math now. Miranda Barker didn't want to lose and then try to get a gold medal, but congratulations to Miranda Barker from ADSS, winning outright the gold medal in the 90-kilo juvenile girls weight class.
Hand out the medals there.
Nicely done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up on mat number 1, this is another big matchup here at Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament. 69-kilo juvenile girls. In the blue, it is from Maple Ridge Secondary School, Lexi Lewis. But in the red, it is ADSS's own Paige Marr. And away we go.
Yeah, Paige has been having a tremendous season this year. She's been undefeated in BC high school matches. And absolutely dominant. She captured the outstanding juvenile wrestler at last weekend's Kamloops age class, and she gets a quick takedown here with a underhook throw by, looking for a gut wrench, dropping down to the ankle, switching to an ankle lace, and it looks very tight. She looks like she's got it. Can she expose her opponent's back? Yes, she can. 2 points. She's up 4-0 now, looking to stay aggressive on top. Just a relentless pressure here. Now
Paige Marr
looking
good so far. Sorry, Nolan, 4-0 round with 2:30 left here in round number 1. And they'll stand them both back up. But a great start for Paige Marr from ADSS.
Yeah, she'll be looking to tie up her opponent. She's a wrestler who does her best work when she's up in close with her opponent, taking away space. She's going to want to transition from her opponent's wrist, as you can see, climbing up the arms to the elbows, attacking the legs. She picks her opponent up and puts her down for 4 points.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes. She's 1 minute in. She's up 8-0 already.
A 2-point maneuver or a pin will end the match here, and she's looking like she's going for the pin there. An important part in this position to actually securing the pin is elevating your opponent's head. A strategy that's often used to get off your back is using your head and your feet to create almost an arc, like a bridge, to help work your way off your back. So in order to finish that position, it's really important on offense to lift your opponent's head off and remove the leg from their arch. And
well done by Lexi Lewis. She did avoid the pin there, but it's still 8-0 left with 1:30 left here in round number 1. This round is going quickly for Paige Marr.
Paige in on the attack. She's got both legs. If she can expose her opponent's back here, just like that. She's got the 2. She's got the tech. Now the match will end if she lets her opponent off her back, but Paige wants the pin. She's staying focused there. Once again, trying to elevate the head. Lexi trying to battle out, and Paige gets the pinfall and the gold medal here at 69-kilogram juvenile girls here at the Alberni Invitational.
Less than 2 minutes is all it took for Paige Marr from ADSS. Congratulations on the gold medal here in the 69-kilo juvenile girls weight class at your Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament.
Isabel Sharinsky. Congratulations. And presenting the medals there, school board chair.
Well done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up here is the 90-kilo juvenile boy weight class from WJ Mouat in Abbotsford is Jorawar Dinsa in the red, and it is from ADSS Connor Alexander in the blue, and away we go in the 90-kilo juvenile boy weight class.
Connor has he's wrestles for ADSS here at home, and he has kind of an interesting story. This is actually his first full season wrestling as a grade 12. So as a high school senior, this is his first full season. He had a very eventful trip to the finals to get here. He got down, he was down 8-0 in his semifinal before coming back to win 10-8. He's built himself a bit of a style, relying on his conditioning to wear out his opponents and coming back late in matches as he falls behind 2-1 here to Jorawar Dinsa from WJ Mouat.
Well, you got the first point by using a bit of an offensive lineman trick there, just pushing with 2 hands out, but it was a quick turn by Dinsa right off the bat, taking an arm, taking him down, and getting 2 points. So, and now we will have veteran coach Jim Mitchell come over and ask some questions.
Jim is probably looking for his athlete to be awarded a 4-point throw instead of a 2-point exposure there on that flurry of action there where his athlete Jorawar Dinsa scored the 2 points.
Well, he did grab that arm pretty quick and flip him over, so he does have a point, but let's see if the referees will agree. They're just going to talk about it here at the table. So
you also have to factor in that while calls sometimes do get changed, oftentimes referees are very hesitant to change the call that they had just made. So,
and I think I just hear Coach Mitchell here saying he scored 0 points on that when he should have got 4. So a pretty big discrepancy according to veteran coach Jim Mitchell, but it is 2-1 now for Dinsa from WJ Mouat in the red. And he's going to try that arm again, but it looks like Connor Alexander is a little more prepared for it. Can he get out? No, he cannot. More points for Jorawar Dinsa from WJ Mouat.
It'll be interesting. Connor's taking a very linear, straightforward, aggressive strategy here where Jorawar is waiting for him to come and trying to use his own momentum there. So we'll see which style is going to win out here. Right now it's 4-1 Jorawar. We'll see if Connor can wisen up to his opponent's strategy and maybe be a little more cautious on his attacks.
And there it is again, the same move.
Connor did a good job of floating his hips though and not going straight over his back. He still looks like the refs awarded 2 points, but Connor there scoring the 1-point reversal. So it should be 6-2 here with about 1:34 left in this first period. Connor now working for a turn, looking at 2 points here would be huge in order to help close the gap and draw him within a takedown of taking the lead in this match.
And they'll call stop to the action, standing back up. So 1:21 left here in round number 1. It is 6-2 now for Jorawar Dinsa from WJ Mouat. Connor Alexander. And now there's going to be Coach Russ Bodner is going to come over, another veteran coach coming over to talk to the referees. So feeling as if there was another
No,
2 points, but
he will be making a case that Connor scored a 1-point reversal there, but they had determined that Jorward scored a takedown, where he'll be making the case that Jorward never earned a takedown, which means that not only should Jorward only have 4 points, but Connor should also have 3, because Connor's reversal would become a takedown, which moves it from a 1-point maneuver to a 2-point maneuver. That protest was dismissed, so 6-2 is the score with 1:10 left in the first period here. Connor looking a little more cautious. Jorward going back to that same throw, this time earning 4 points.
And again, trying to go for the same throw. Just grabbing the arm. Same thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working, and now they both take a quick look, and that's it.
An onslaught of arm throws earns Jorward a 12-2 technical superiority.
And unfortunately, I think a little bit of taunting by the WJ Mouat athlete towards the ADSS coaching staff. So maybe a little too much energy going on for the WJ Mouat wrestler. But nonetheless, in the 90-kilo juvenile boy weight class, it is Jorward Dinsa from WJ Mouat in Abbotsford in the red. Connor Alexander will pick up the silver medal from ADSS in the blue. That is what it is. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, it is 110-kilo juvenile boy weight class. We're a little quick in there, sorry. It's Chase Miller from Charles Best in Coquitlam. Scotty Coulthard in the blue from ADSS.
Scotty here working from an overhook tie. Chase in on a leg attack. It's always advantageous if you can have both legs on the mat when your opponent only has one. However, Scotty being very smart, putting himself in the zone so he has the opportunity to give up a 1-point push out instead of a 2-point takedown.
Once again, 110-kilo juvenile boys, 2:20 left here. It is 1-0 for the red wrestler. It's Chase Miller out of Charles Best.
Look for Scotty to try and work in tight. He's learned a lot from his father, who's a 2-time provincial champion for Alberni, Owen Coulthard, which you can see sitting in his corner. And like Owen, he is a specialist in upper body throws and big maneuvers, which is often a staple of the heavyweight or the heavier weight classes. Weighing in at 110, 245 pounds as a senior in high school is pretty impressive.
Still 1-0. Almost 1.5 minutes left here in round number one. They're going to stand them up. Actually, 1:44 left in round number one. So kind of slow going so far, but let's see some fireworks.
Yeah, oftentimes at the larger weight classes, the pace will be a little bit slower simply because the consequences are higher. It's harder to get yourself out of a perilous position, such as on your back, the larger you are, and as such, the heavier wrestlers tend to strategize a little bit more and treat it more as a chess match than a fist fight.
1:18 left. Still 1-0 here for the red wrestler out of Charles Best. It's Chase Miller from Coquitlam. Scotty Coulthard from ADSS in the blue, trying to gain some points.
So the ref here just pausing the action, issuing a warning to the red wrestler, saying he's got to open up. He's not allowed. You're not allowed to stall in wrestling. You always have to push forward and push the action. If the ref determines that one of the athletes is stalling, he will first issue a warning, and if it continues, he will put the wrestler on what's called a 30-second shot clock, which means the wrestler has 30 seconds to score. If he does not score in that period of time, his opponent will then be awarded a point.
So first step there for Chase Miller.
Yeah, Chase Miller has now been warned, and we'll see if he stops. He was doing blocking with his head, which is a way that some wrestlers will try to negate the action or slow down the pace of a match if they have a lead. And it looks like he's improved a little bit on that there. Still doing it a little bit, but not as aggressively as he used to. And
they're going to give a point there, it looks like, to Scotty Coulthard.
Perhaps we missed it. Perhaps a verbal warning was already given. And that was the shot clock was when they stopped it. But at any rate, a point awarded to Scotty for the stalling by Chase Miller, which Scotty then adds to with a 2-point takedown to give him a 3-1 lead here at the end of the first. He's got 12 seconds left. He's looking for a turn. Will he get it? No, the ref stops the action. They're going to stand back up here with 10 seconds.
Going to use a lot of upper body strength to try to pick up that kind of weight, dead weight really, to try to turn him over. Couldn't do it, but still 3-1 now for Scotty Coulthard from ADSS in the blue, and that'll bring the end of round number 1.
As we were saying, Scotty heading back to the corner. He has his father, Coach Owen Coulthard, as well as coaches John McDonald, longtime head coach of our Alberni program here at ADSS, and Chris Bodner. The whole Bodner family is involved in the wrestling program here, and Russ and Chris, as well as Rochelle McKenzie, who is originally a Bodner as well, all work the draw and coach here.
Who she's the real boss around here, let's be honest, around here. So
she's the one who actually runs the show.
That's right. So, but again, that just goes back to the tradition here. 37th annual, you see the same families coming back every time to put this on, to help out, to coach, to do anything, and you always see them helping out in any way. So again, we see the same people over and over again, and now you see their families, the kids, out here on the mat, and they'll be taking over again one day. So second round now underway. Again, Scotty Coulthard, ADSS in the blue. It is Chase Miller, Charles Best, secondary out of Coquitlam in the red. 110 kilo juvenile boy weight class, and Scotty Coulthard's got a 3-1 lead so far.
And look to see Scotty start to pour it on here. It's an advantage that Scotty has exploited throughout the year, is the fact that he's in better shape and his conditioning is superior to most of his opponents throughout the province, and he's done an excellent job increasing the pace and putting more pressure on his opponents as the match goes on, whereas most people will tend to fade over the course of the match. So look for him to try and add some more points here and really build his lead against Chase Miller of Charles Best Secondary.
So 3-1 still. Now they're going to stop.
So that would be a warning on Scotty for stalling. You can see this sometimes if a ref awards a stall call warning, and then he feels like it may be a very close match, he'll warn the other wrestler just so that he has the ability to put either or on the shot clock within a shorter time period if they do start stalling. So that's likely what referee Daniel Spencer is doing there. He just wants to give himself the ability that if Scotty is to try and close out the last minute 30 and just hold his lead, he wants to be able to put him on the shot clock.
And he's going to try to push him out, but no, says Chase Miller. So again, 140 left here in round number 2. It's 3-1 still. No score change as of yet for Scotty Coulthard, who's the leader right now in the blue.
And it's looking like Daniel Spencer, he's looking to his refs. He needs confirmation to call stalling. Instead, Scotty doesn't give him a chance and puts his opponent straight to his back with a 4-point maneuver here to take a 7-1 lead and look for the fall.
It looks like they only gave him 5 at that part, 2 points. So it's 5-1, but doesn't matter either way. It's a pin for Scotty Coulthard from ADSS in the blue. 5-1 was the score with 1:13 left, but the pin will take over, and he is the gold medal winner here at the Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament.
Congratulations to all wrestlers. We're looking for all our Alberni wrestlers and any willing contests courtesy of our sponsors. So help clean up, all you can eat, dilly bars, and pop-up burgers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up, 70 kilo juvenile boys weight class. This is going to be a barn burner. Ryan Hicks from Maple Ridge in the red. It's Seth Price in the blue from ADSS.
Yeah, this should be a matchy markup here, Charles. This is 2 returning provincial silver medalists here. Both of them haven't quite captured that title despite being so close. Both hungry going in their final seasons, their final chance to catch that elusive provincial gold. And it's likely, very, very likely, that this could be the exact matchup we see in the finals of the provincials in 2 weeks. So a lot of implications, both in seeding and in just playing the mental game and really putting it in your opponent's head going into that big tournament here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Here they are. This is the kind of caliber you see at the Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament. But again, this is something that can take over in the provincials. If you meet your opponent again, to say, hey, you remember a couple of weeks ago back in Port Alberni? I beat you. So we're going to do it again, and that could definitely get in your head. So 2:05 left, no score just yet. And referee Rafik will stand them back up. 2:02 left. So a minute's gone, no score here in round number 1.
Yeah, we got Ryan Hicks here from Maple Ridge, who's typically a very offensive wrestler. He's going to move forward. He's going to attack all the time. He's going to initiate a lot of attacks, just like he tried there. Seth Price from Alberni here is kind of the to that kind of style, he is a counter wrestler. He's going to let you get in on his legs. He wants you in on his legs, and then he's going to pull the rug out from under you just when you think you have him taken down. So
little yin to the yang here, but again, and it looks like they're just going to quickly talk about it. But a nice attempt, though, by the Maple Ridge wrestler Hicks there with a little kind of a spinorama trying to gain an advantage, and was not able to give up a point either, which could have happened as well. So 1:30 left here, still no score in round number 1.
Yeah, Ryan Hicks, very creative. It's almost never a good idea to turn your back towards your opponent. However, he manages to do it not only without hurting, giving up points and putting himself in a bad position, but he actually gets in on the legs with it. Unfortunately, he was unable to score. Seth Price there with a crafty side throw to muscle Ryan Hicks out of bounds and score the 1-point push out there. The refs just making sure that Ryan Hicks didn't, in fact, step out first. He did, so 1 point is awarded to Seth Price from ADSS.
So 1-0 left, 1:15 remaining here in round number 1. Again, Seth Price from ADSS in the blue, Ryan Hicks from Maple Ridge in the red.
Seth here battling. He's in the zone. Seth wants to circle so that his back is facing back towards the mat. That way he's not at risk for a push out here. Ryan driving forward, trying to get the takedown. Seth quickly with a counter of his own gets behind. He needs to make a knee or an elbow touch to score the takedown here. He needs one of Hicks's knees or elbows.
Oh, what an amazing turn of events. Very interesting to give up your entire center of gravity to jump on the back of your opponent, and an amazing escape by Ryan Hicks, and is able to score 2 points right away and could be more.
Seth Price stepping over, looking for a counterattack. And the 2-point reversal for Seth Price after giving up a 2-point exposure. It'll be interesting to see if they give the 2-2. It is confirmed. It is 4-3 here for Seth Price as Seth looks to notch on another couple points here right at the closing seconds of the first period.
Almost had a pitting predicament there. You can hear the crowd in the background getting excited. But again, escape artist Ryan Hicks is able to come away with 7 seconds left. He's still winning 4-3 in round number 1. And here we'll see the last 7 seconds of this round. Probably not much is going to happen at this point. Both wrestlers know that there's only 7 seconds left. There's the time. And that'll be it. Round number 1, little pat on the stomach from the red wrestler. So a lot of mutual respect between these two athletes. And so far, so good. They've been trying to feel each other out. And we'll see how it goes in round number 2.
Yeah, Seth looked really good there. Kind of the TSN turning point of the match was where Seth had him on all fours and just needed to touch a knee or an elbow, and Ryan Hicks was able to successfully reverse it and score the 2-point takedown to keep himself in the match.
Very impressive. Very impressive to have all that weight on your back and not go down to your knee or other. So
not only did he manage to escape from that position, which is incredibly difficult, but he actually managed to score on it and generate offense from was traditionally a very defensive position.
So here we go. We're just 10 seconds into round number 2. Again, 4-3 for the red wrestler Ryan Hicks out of Maple Ridge over Seth Price from ADSS in the blue.
Seth here working from an overhook, Ryan working from an underhook. Look for Ryan to probably try and drop to the legs from this position, whereas Seth is looking for more of an upper body or a throw type maneuver where he tilts his opponent onto his back.
And that's exactly what you're trying to do, just like you said there, champ. But again, escaping is Ryan Hicks, and now let's see if he can escape this. And he can, but it's still a 4-point swing for Seth Price from ADSS.
So in a match between two athletes of this caliber, that 4 points is absolutely incredibly important. Not only is it 4 points that he scores, but 4 points are very hard to come by against talented opponents, and that can mean everything. In wrestling, if it comes down to where the score is tied at the end of the match, whoever has the biggest score is the #1 criteria to decide who the winner is. So if it were to come to a 7-7 tie right now, Seth Price would have the win because of that 4-point throw, which in these very tight matches, it's a battle of seconds, it's a battle of inches, and that one big move can oftentimes be the difference.
7-4 is now the score again after that big 4-point play. 1:40 left here in round number 2 as the home crowd is definitely behind Seth Price. Maple Ridge still here though, so they've got an excellent program for the Maple Ridge, and you can tell just by the caliber of these two wrestlers right now, both programs very strong.
Yeah, you can see longtime BC wrestling coach Bill McRae in the corner of Ryan Hicks, as well as Ryan Hicks' father. And Seth Price very close to the takedown here, but Ryan Hicks still scrambling, battling to keep it in there. Seth, a quick glance to the clock, make certain of the situation, know what the score is, know how many risks he should take here as time starts to wind down. 1 minute left here. Seth up 7-4. The match is by no means over. 4 points can happen in a second, as you have seen. However, we may look for Seth to look to slow down the pace of the match and perhaps wrestle, maybe not defensively, but a little more selectively on what opportunities he decides to risk it to try and build his lead.
Ryan Hicks in the red from Maple Ridge, an excellent opportunity. He's had a couple of great escapes in both rounds so far. He's kept himself in this match. Now he's going to look for the big play with 33 seconds left. And now the referee is going to talk about, he will stop, and a warning now at this point for inactivity. They're warning Seth for inactivity. However, this wouldn't be a huge concern for Seth, or as there's only 27 seconds left, it's unlikely that a 30-second shot clock will be put because there's less than 30 seconds left. It's more of a symbolic gesture at this point than an actual threat of giving up any points. Ryan in on an attack here. There's 10 seconds left. Seth just trying to buy time. He can give up a 2-point takedown. He cannot give up a 4-point maneuver. Last chance, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and great defense by Seth Price. It was Ryan Hicks with the escapes all day, but in the end, Seth Price got out when he needed it. It is 7-4 is the final score in what was probably one of the better matches of the weekend. And congratulations to Seth Price from ADSS. You are the gold medal winner here at the Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament.
And it's good to see just a great show of respect from both wrestlers, a pat on the back, they shake hands. Both of them can appreciate the level of competition that the other has exhibited, and there's definitely a mutual respect there, which is great to see and absolutely integral to the sport of wrestling.
And we hope for everybody involved, these two meet in the provincials in a couple of weeks. Congratulations to both athletes, but congratulations to Seth Price with the gold medal win. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up, and the last match we're going to have tonight, it's the 78-kilo juvenile boys weight class. In the blue, it's Alex Anderson from Carey High and Campbell River, and it is Chris Katsiamitis from Centennial in Coquitlam. So they're both wearing blue. So the red wrestler has to put on a red anklet, and that will signify who the red wrestler is. That is Katsiamitis from Centennial in Coquitlam with the red anklet.
And we see Alex Anderson from Carey High coming in aggressive and getting redirected by Chris Katsiamitis from Centennial. And a 2-point turn there. Adds another 2 points, make it a 4-0 lead. It's very difficult, another 2-point turn, to defend that gut wrench when your arm is trapped, as Chris has trapped Alex's arm. So look for
maybe just right here, Nolan, just maybe explain this. So the majority of Alex Anderson's body is out, but they didn't stop it. Is it because the shoulders were still in?
So we have a set of rules for determining when someone's out of bounds. On the feet, you have to be able to see space between someone's foot and then the white. On the ground, it's the head of the defending wrestler that is used as a measure. So if the head of the defending wrestler goes out of bounds, the play is considered out of bounds. But if the head stays in, even if the entire body of the defensive wrestler is out of bounds, it will continue to be live action until their head goes out of bounds, which is what we saw there, Charles.
That's right. So, and that was an ability for more points for the red wrestler, Chris Katsiamitis from Centennial. He's up 6-0 now with 2:05 left in round number 1. But here comes Alex Anderson.
A big lift and a big 4-point double leg, which should lock it up here. Chris looking for the pin.
Big throw. Love those big throws. We've had a lot of those this weekend, but this match could end, this whole program could end on a big throw here if Katsiamitis can turn it over. It is 10-0, so he's got the technical superiority. And, you know, great effort by Alex Anderson. He's down 10-0 after that huge throw, but didn't give up, didn't want to give up the pin. Bit of pride there. So it is Chris Katsiamitis from Centennial in Coquitlam in the red anklet. He is the gold medal winner for the 78-kilo juvenile boys weight class here at the Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have some final thoughts on this, the 37th annual Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament, coming up next.
Again, a reminder to our Alberni volunteers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the final thoughts here for the 37th annual Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament. I'm again joined by the main man, the 3-time national champion, Nolan Batte. Nolan, we've seen some great wrestling all weekend. Maybe just touch really quickly on what we've seen and all the people maybe that have helped out this weekend.
Well, thanks, Charles. It was awesome. We saw a lot of kids go out there and give it their all. Some really exciting wrestling and some kids showing a lot of promise moving towards the provincials. And it was also just fantastic to see all the community support, all the volunteers, the coaches, the athletes, the parents, and everything that goes into making and pulling this awesome weekend off every single year.
Love it. The tradition continues here in the Alberni Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Shaw TV. My name is Charles Mealy with the 3-time national champ, Nolan Batte, and this was the 37th annual Alberni Invitational Wrestling Tournament, again on Shaw TV.